Way before the TenTillDeath stuff, back in the Rojelio Capone days, you know, a lot of people don't know that in my toddler years, I grew up over there in Memphis. We literally used to walk to fucking school in Memphis, right? And then growing up, you know, our mom would move us back and forth. Then, when I became a preteen, you know, right when I was about to enter my teenager years, you know, I moved back over there, not in Memphis, but it was right over there in that area, over in the Haywood County, Brownsville area. You know, Haywood County, Brownsville, you know, a lot of Memphis culture also, you know, goes into Haywood County and Brownsville, you know, majority black, right? A lot of people don't also know, you know, motherfuckers really don't know that I grew up in Forest Park at one point, Forest Park, Georgia. Forest Park, primarily black, right? And so a lot of people, they might look at me and they'd be like, yo, you know, why the fuck you talking like that? Like, you're white, you know? You want to be Eminem or some shit? Like, no, it's not like that. It's not like that, Chicos. I'm a Chicano. Let's get that shit straight. Let's get that shit straight from the get-go. The reason why I fucking talk like that is because those are the environments that I grew up in. I literally grew up in majority black areas around that environment. So, you know, the slang and the ebonics and a lot of that a lot of that culture influenced me growing up. And, you know, it's no culture vulture shit. How can you call me a culture vulture when I literally grew up as a part of that culture? My mom's ex-boyfriend, you know, Chico used to be playing fucking Pac and Cypress in the fucking car when we were growing up, you know? So it's like, what the fuck do you expect? Like, that's the kind of people I grew up around. Like, what the fuck do you expect? When I went through therapy and stuff like that, you know, I softened up during therapy and during counseling and therapeutical practices, and I realized I was like, yo, you know, this ghetto-ass culture that I grew up in, you know, I'm going to move away from it. I'm going to move away from the slang, from the ebonics, because, you know, this culture has hurt me more than it's helped me. And that's what I was saying at the time. But now, you know, I realize that culture is a work of art, you know. Americans, they have their own culture. African Americans in this country, they have their own culture. And, you know, you can't deny that African Americans have played a huge part in building a lot of the stuff we have in this country. African Americans, you know, black people, they give us rock and roll. They give us blues. They give us jazz. They give us hip hop. And so it's like, how could I be racist or hate a black man when they gave me hip hop and rock? Platforms that I have used to express myself. One of my favorite poets is Nasir Jones, a.k.a. Nasty Nos, one of the best rappers. In my opinion, the greatest fucking rapper. You have a Mexican American that grows up in, you know, these types of environments. People like me fucking exist because we grew up around this shit. We grew up around hearing black people, you know, speak ebonics. We've heard, you know, grew up listening to hip-hop stuff. We grew up around gangs and shit like that. I legitimately knew fucking Crips and gangbangers back when I was in fucking high school. Like, this shit ain't no fucking joke. Like, I have fucking stories I could tell you motherfuckers.